Welcome back to Dropped In. I am so excited, grateful, and honored to welcome Sue Ruhe back to the show. Sue Ruhe was on episode number 26. And here we are. I don't know what episode this will be when we drop, but we're in the 170s. So welcome back to the show, Sue. I am so excited to get dropped in with you today.
Aw, thanks for having me and having me back. Excited to share from a totally different lens than when I was here before. And I just love how you keep going with your show.
Mhm.
That's a lot of episodes since I was here last. So I'm very proud of you for continuing.
Thank you. And with that, I did share. I was contemplating quitting Dropped In. I was going to cancel this season. I was like, no, I think we're good. And I zoomed out and I took a bird's eye view as to why I wanted to. And it was because I couldn't keep up with all the things I was doing. So Sue Ruhe is the one behind the scenes editing Dropped In. And it has been such an honor to have you on my team. And I wish I did it from the very beginning. So thank you, Sue.
Thank you. It's awesome to be supporting you and helping you as you grow because, you know, you're not the only one who's hired me because their business has grown so much. And it's nice to be able to support you in this way, and because you are meant to continue to grow, like, and the podcast is here to be a marketing tool to continue with that growth with whatever business that you're doing, and so, yeah, don't stop.
Don't stop. And this is a really great opportunity if you are in a space of wanting to quit or not wanting to do something, like take a good look at why it is. Because for me, I was just like, no, I was overwhelmed. There's too many things I was trying to do. So this is a
Mhm.
great opportunity to hire out. And so I don't know if you're for hire right now, Sue, but for those listening and you are wanting to do a podcast or you have a podcast and you don't have an incredible team member, Sue Ruhe is your girl.
Thank you, thanks for plugging me.
Of course.
I don't have time to market myself, so it's all what you guys do.
That's why we podcast. So that's not only why we're here today. I have been geeking out behind the scenes. And I know in your past life, Sue, you were a master in myofascial work. And I've shared openly about my health journey on here. And I have been fumbling and stumbling and trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And I'm always the one that's determined to get to the root of the matter. And my friend, my mind is blown away. Fascia is the subconscious mind. Like, it's like, holy man, like, I've always known your body holds onto all the events, all the memories, all the experiences, right? The body keeps the score. And when I found through the rabbit hole trail of all this stuff, fascia work, I was like, Sue, can I nerd out with you? Can we get dropped in about this on Dropped In? So, yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a bit of a past life. It was my former career of 15 years. I still am certified and have my license. I have a client actually coming over tomorrow. But I don't work at a clinic setting. I don't promote that work anymore for a myriad of reasons I'm sure we can get into. But yeah, like, man, when I found myofascial release in 2008, it was a game changer for me. Probably as much as it blew your mind, it blew my mind. And I had just graduated from massage therapy school where they don't teach much about fascia. And back then, it was very limited. It was very new, actually. If you dive into the history of myofascial release treatments and like in the North America, it didn't really come over here until the early 90s. So when, oh, I could really geek out here. How geeky can we get
Wow,
here?
let's get down and geeky.
Okay. Okay. So before the 90s, humans, doctors, what are they called where they do autopsies? They would just like scrape away the fascia and not think that it had anything to do with right? So,
Mm.
but what we've learned is that our fascial system is just one giant web of connective tissue that wraps into our brains and down through our toes. It is like one continuous web that connects to every single cell of our body. So that's 32.7 trillion cells that we have on average in our bodies. And it's all connected to this like super web. And what I discovered in 2008 was that in order to change or manipulate the fascia, stretch it, whatever, you had to connect directly to it. So my fascia on the client's fascia. So that means I couldn't have any like lotions or oils. And when I'm in massage therapy school, you always put the lotion or the oil on before you start a massage. So it was bypassing that entire system right away. They had a like a workshop weekend in Toronto, and I remember taking the train there. I didn't have a car at the time, and, we had to have continuing education courses, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take this one first thing." I just remember being in a room with mostly physiotherapists at the time. There weren't many massage therapists, so I was working with this physiotherapist from Toronto named Robin, a man, and, he was so great. I'll never forget him, but we're learning different techniques, and it's, our bodies are shifting and moving on the table, like, kinda exorcism style, and we're like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
Like, literally, our cells are reconfiguring, like, in real time. Yeah, I was hooked from there and took a few other courses afterwards, and then I sort of just specialized in that here in London, Ontario, and for a while, there was just, like my buddy Shelly and I were the only ones in the city that did it, and so I sort of evolved it more so into, abdominal fascial release because we hold so many of our, like, emotions, our trauma, and everything, like, in the psoas, and so I was really getting into that, like, helping people to release anxiety and, like, headaches and all of those things that were connected, especially, women, and I can attest to the, like, C-section scars. The old C-section scars, remember, like, they used to do them vertically?
Mhm.
That was, like, one of the biggest ahas. I had this woman on my table who had, like, 5 kids out of the same C-section scar, and she had neck and shoulder like, it was frozen, and she had been to neurologists, she'd been to all the specialists, and, she landed on my table somehow, and I just had my fingers in along the scar. You don't really move, like, it's not like I'm, like, stretching and moving, like, I'm just literally, like, sinking my fingers in, and I could just see her shoulder, like, drop, and then, like, her neck start to twirl, and she was just like, "What is happening?"
Wild.
Like, "I don't know, it's working."
That is so cool. Like, why is this not getting shouted from the rooftop, Sue?
It is now, like, I mean, in my industry, I feel like it is now. Like, that was even my first chapter in the book, that collaborative book, like, my title was "What Holds Us Molds Us," and, like, it's all about fascia and sharing my first podcast, I was like, "I need to teach the world about fascia," so I started my first podcast, which I don't go back and listen to because it's terrible, I did not edit at the time, but, like, I have to leave it out there, like, I can't.
Not terrible. This is how we grow,
That's exactly it, so
right?
yeah, I mean, it's interesting how much I loved that career, and I still do, but a lot of things changed in the last 6 years now, and, it's just it wasn't the same, so I had to pivot.
Understandable. And good for
Yeah.
you for honoring your values and your beliefs with that. So I'm gonna share a little bit about how I even like, I knew that you did this work, but I didn't really know. Like, I remember at Heartwired, you're like, "Oh, I can do and you probably because I'm like, "Sue, how do you, like, look at people now? Like, you just see what is going on in their bodies." No like, and I'm not even trained in fascia work, but I'm, like, literally obsessed with it right now. I'm like,
Mhm.
"You just look at a body completely different now." And so you offered me, and I was and it was just, like, it was such a whirlwind. I was like, "Damn, I should have taken you up on that." But what got me so I've been having this weird symptoms, and it's like, "Oh, here, take this nasal spray, take this pain pill." I'm like, "No, there's something else going on." And so I was on TikTok of all places, and I was actually looking for a new Pilates workout. And this girl popped on and she's like, she healed her flared rib. Sue, I have this flared rib, and my doctor was like, no, that's just genetics. Like it's a birth deformity. I'm like, oh, great. Like that's just what I have. All of a sudden, I get down the TikTok trail, and all these people are healing their flared ribs. I'm like, far out. I can heal this. Right. So then I somehow got into the world of doing the fascia work through going on TikTok, and I messaged you because then I learned that I could, because I have this overbite, and you're like, work with your pelvis. No one else yet have I learned through this rabbit hole have said to work with your pelvis. So I'm bound to determine, Sue, when you see me in November, if not sooner, my flared rib is going to be healed, and so is my jaw, because this
Mm,
is what this work does.
yeah.
Like, I'm blown away with what I'm seeing online of what's possible with this work, and it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I love your, like, passion about it because it isn't a quick, easy, like, fix.
No.
You have to and you want to be consistent with where you're working on your body, what your goal is with that. I wanna teach you how to move it with your fascia with your hands soon if you haven't been moving with it to, like, stretch it further, especially on that, left side. I think it's your left side rib?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the same as mine. We could get into the masculine and feminine if you really want to,
Let's do
Megan,
it.
but
Let's do it.
it's a very common pattern for women who are driven like us, that we hold more, we protect our left side more than our right side. Our right side is the masculine and it's controlling everything. I used to call it like the right quad, like the super quad, because it's like controlling everything. And then your left side's like, like
Yeah,
to like
contracted.
protect you from like continuing to go that way.
Totally. I get
Because
it.
we are liquid actually. So back to what you were saying, like, you can heal it. Yes, you can. We can physically change how our bodies, our cells are sitting in space because
Mhm.
we're liquid.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing. I'm, like, talking to Marsha, I'm like, "Okay, now I'm gonna go learn fascial work." It's like I'm kidding. I'm not. But
She's like, "No."
don't do another thing.
But you can, and you are learning it as you go, and,
Yes. Every
I'm
morning, I
gonna
wake up, and I go out there, and I do my exercises, and I'm like, because here's the thing, Sue, and it's like I know everything's connected, but I'm, like, literally my mind is blown. So I had a photo shoot done, and my eyes were so sunken in, and nobody else would notice it, but my eyes are sunken in, and they're, like, looking hollow and black, and I take really good care of myself. I'm like, "What is going on?" And I've been having those headaches, right? And it was
yeah.
like it felt like someone was taking their hands and crushing my skull. I was in so much pain. And I learned that, I mean, now we're gonna be a little bit of a disruptor. Are you okay with that?
I think that's my middle name.
I had jaw surgery, upper and lower, and I had braces, and then I had Invisalign. These have ruined my entire system. And I've
Yeah,
been going down the rabbit hole of what these do to one, even getting your teeth pulled.
I
It's
know.
like completely messed up my entire system. And so my body is just like getting more and more contracted over time. So I'm not like, and I've become a mouth breather. And that's why they wanted to keep doing, they wanted to do surgery again, like a few years ago.
So you have lots of scars.
Yes.
So, have you been working on your scars?
Well, my scars aren't visible. Like they're
They're in,
internal. Yeah.
which we can work on.
Okay.
TMJ in the mouth. Hmm?
Uh Not really TMJ, but this side pops, my right side.
I just mean, like, people work inside people's like, I know
Oh
how to
yeah.
do TMJ, right? Like, those types of
Gotcha.
treatments exist because but scars, just general scars, think of that big magical web that wraps everything,
Mhm.
and then it gets sliced,
Mhm.
and then it adheres to itself, and then it becomes like cement.
Mhm.
So, over time, if we're not working on it, if we're not trying to, like, melt that a little bit, keep that getting a little bit more fluid, it's just gonna keep creating the problems. So, do you have any other scars on your body elsewhere?
Not from surgeries, no.
Okay, well, that's good.
But I fell here when I was a little kid,
Okay,
cracked my
well,
skull
that's
open.
there you go. There's one.
Yep.
And the scars will kinda so, like, you have some in your mouth, you have some here, like, say you had, like, appendix out or something, they would be kinda, like, fighting with each other in terms of, like, how to balance themselves, like, this you know, the fascia around it in space. And, you know, we play golf, that's not really good for the body, that's not helping.
No, but we
Yeah.
love it.
But yeah, so yeah, the scar tissue really affects how your body will feel elsewhere. Even another example would be one of my clients, she was like a young teenager and she was really into gymnastics and she fell and like had like fractures in her spine, in her lumbar spine, and like totally quit. She had to quit. It was very unfortunate. But she would wake up with like excruciating pain, excruciating pain. Well, I spent an hour in her abdomen, so, like, our spine is here, our abdomen is here. I accessed it from the front, like, belly button and down, because our spine and all the fascia that's, like, protecting our vertebrae, because that's a really important spot, was, like, so tight in the front, like, it was just creating so much, like, blockage of her nerves, like, she had excruciating pain. But when you can access it from the front, which nobody had ever done, like, she didn't really have any pain anymore, and then, obviously, she knew now, like, after the treatment, it was like, "Okay, well, now you can access that, and if you start feeling that pain coming back on," and anyways, she's doing track and field and all this stuff, and, like, she's amazing, but, after one treatment, like, she came to me a couple of times, and then she's just like, because when you have pain or when you're struggling, like, you're miserable, like, you're not happy, and
Yeah.
I share that story about her because and the same with you, it's like, I'm sure you're waking up happier now. I'm sure.
Yes, so I thought I was dying. Like, they sent me for an MRI, and I was like, "Oh god," like, I was, like,
Yeah,
envisioning, like, this was, like, the walk to death. Like, literally, no one had an answer, and I'm not blaming anybody, but I was like, "There's more to this than what is actually going on." And it's the frickin' fascia.
yeah,
It's so crazy.
and that's what we all are.
Yeah. Did you see that video with Leanne Rimes? So she had fascia release done in her jaw, and I'll send it to you. They did a huge release, and she just burst out crying
Yeah,
because you're just
mm.
like, we just
I
hold
think
so
maybe I did
much.
see that. Did you share that?
I didn't know.
You wanna talk about emotional release with this stuff, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's another big thing that I don't really miss about the job is, like, holding someone when they're going through a fascial release on the table.
Yeah.
It can be a lot to hold.
I believe it. It was a couple weeks ago with the whole Justin Bieber thing, and I literally spent the whole day crying. I was like, "What the heck?" Like, yeah, he cracked me open, and yeah,
Yeah.
like, he cracked the world open for whoever resonates, and I was like, I was really doing some deep fascia work. I was like, "My body's healing."
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
it's profound.
It's so wonderful that you found it.
Well, I'm so grateful that, I mean, for the people that you have impacted through your work and continue to when you choose to. And I think I'm gonna get louder about it, Sue, because it's so easy for us to be like, "Oh, it's just this," or "It's just that," or "It's just," it's like, I get that I'm entering perimenopause, but I was like, "This is not perimenopause, man.
Yeah.
This is not it."
Yeah, and I mean, I used to be really vocal about it, and then, like I said, in 2020, 2021, everyone decided to know everything about the human body, and I was just like,
So tell me
a
more about
lot of
that.
things
What do you
a
mean?
lot of things a lot of things went down that, yeah, I've never really even talked openly or publicly about, but I'll tell you this. because my hands, my fascia and my palms are connected to your body, your cells, and I'm literally, like, sinking in, like, layers and layers and layers, and it's not forceful at all, it's like there's just, like, a lot of breathing, a lot of waiting, it sort of feels like Jello and, like, soupy. I use the word soupy because then I can, like, move with it. I was feeling reactions
Mm,
from a certain thing that was injected into society.
mhm.
My body felt I'm synced with the moon,
Yep.
very aware of what's going on in my body all the time, and, weird things were happening, Meg.
Mm.
Weird things were happening, and I yeah, I was scared. I was really scared, and,
Wow.
yeah, I just, couldn't do it anymore.
What weird things were happening?
Oh, well, I'll tell you. Well, my period was just it was gone for some months. The moment that it was like, "Stop," was was 2002, June. We were burying the pool out back because it was, like, this big 1970s pool that, like, was never taken care of, and we just, like, didn't want it in that place, and, like so we were burying it. And around the we had these, like, demo guys and, like, literally just, like, jackhammering all the cement and, like, just knocking down the fences, so I'm standing out in the backyard with my neighbor, and it's like the last panel of the fence was coming down, and we were watching him with the big digger, and it was like in that moment, it felt like my entire uterus just, like, contracted and was gonna fall out of my body.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm standing there, and I could see my abdomen just, like and I looked at my neighbor, and I was like, "I gotta go." Inside. I, like, ran inside, and, like, nothing happened, like, there was nothing was not bleeding, like, there was nothing. I was just in a lot of pain for, like, an hour, and I'd worked that whole day, you know what I mean? Like, I had gotten home, and I was, like, so excited for this moment of, like, "Yay, the backyard's, like, finally officially and then it's, like and then my body just, like, crashed, and I was like, "Man," like, there was something about that, and yeah, I was just like, "I gotta quit for a
Yeah.
bit. I'm gonna step away."
Yeah.
And my mom yeah, there was, like, a lot of other things going on that, like, I didn't really have to work,
Mhm.
luckily.
Yeah.
Could take a break, and then I never really fully went back to the clinic. I, like, went back, like, 1 day a week, worked on certain people, didn't take anyone new, people
Mhm.
that I trusted, bodies that I trusted.
Yeah.
But even still, like, there's still lots of people that have a different mindset than me when it comes to body care.
Yeah. I bet. I learned that as a nurse. I'm like, nursing was probably one of the worst careers I could have chosen because of just taking on people's energy, right? Like literally, emotionally,
Literally.
physically, all the things. And so you're deep in the fascia and you're taking on that stuff. Yeah, wild.
I just watched something the other day about, like, the quantum physics, right,
Mhm.
of humans, whether you're physically touching them or you're just in a room with them, and, like, just the energy and our energy fields when we are connected. It's like we're, like, surrounded by our own sort of Wi-Fi,
Mhm.
and we're emitting our frequencies out, and, it was comparing, like, the difference between conversations in Zoom rooms, which happen so much more frequently or did back then, and then, that's why we're craving these live events and these in-person things now because we were deprived of it for a few years, and then now we're like, "Oh," and there really is a feeling, right? Like,
Yeah.
at an energetic, nervous system level, and, as you know all too well, but again, something that isn't really like, I was never taught that in school,
Mhm. No.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. So every body holds a story.
Ooh.
And so it was
That
2022 when you guys dropped volume 1?
yeah, well, we did the podcast first because Everybody Holds a Story was what came through my fascia through Marsha's abdomen.
Wild.
Before her back surgery, I was working on her. I was going to her house, like, she lives an hour down the highway, so I was going there, and, I mean, her body has a million stories, and so it was that saying just kept coming through my head, and, so, yeah, it became a podcast first, so I was learning how to build podcasts at the time, and then we did the collaborative book. Yeah, all of those things, like, led us to what we're doing now, which is now making books, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
You guys are a boutique publishing house. It's freaking amazing. It's so, so cool.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really cool, and I'm really happy that you joined us in this volume.
Yeah, so let's talk about volume 2.
Yeah, I literally just put your chapter in, like, yeah, making space for your bio. So volume 2, I thought it wasn't I was like, "We're not gonna have enough words to fill this book," but I have 3 chapters in, and I'm already over 60 pages, and I'm
Oh,
like, "Okay, we're gonna have a big enough book." Like, 'cause, the first one I didn't make, right? So, it's the first time that I'm typesetting it, and, this has been 3 years in the making of when I decided, like, I'm gonna make the books now.
yeah. I'm
That's me.
taking the wheel.
I'm like, Forget this. I'm just gonna learn it and do it myself." So, yeah, I'm in it. It's really exciting. I, like, get my sleep and then wake up, and that's all I wanna do is make our book beautiful.
I
So,
love it. When is it being released? Right now, pre-sale is on, and then when do we know?
June.
June.
I'm
Cool.
saying I'm saying June. Yeah, like, I should have it typeset finished within the next 2 weeks, and then it's just uploading everything to Amazon. I just got a quote from a printer that I'm not happy with, so I'm gonna go shop around for another printer. I have 2 more that I wanna contact anyways just to compare prices. But yeah, the cover's done and
I love the cover.
yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think because it's a series, right? So I wanted to keep it the same theme as the first one. Probably do 1 more. We'll do 3, just the magic number of 3, and that'll be it. So,
Fun.
yeah.
So fun. I have to share, it's so interesting the journey of growth and evolution because it's like even back to the live event, like, I've been so used to doing events on my own, like, not to that capacity, of course, but it's just like and then it's like now you have a partner, and it's like doing that side step and even, like, speaking on stage, it's like there's so much trust within each other, right? Not only within yourself, of course, but then within your partner. And then so I was like, "How are we gonna collaborate?" So Marsha and I, for those that don't know, collaborated on a chapter in this collaborative book. So I was like, "How are we gonna write a chapter together?" Such a dance, but we did it. So
Yeah, and you produced what I envisioned.
mm.
Like, I had known before you guys even said yes. I was like, "Okay, this is gonna happen. You're gonna write it together, and it's gonna be like a podcast," but it's not like a podcast, but it turned out the way I wanted it to. Yeah, and actually you inspired me on my chapter for the book. 'Cause I was gonna write about grief, and I was gonna write about my mom's story, but nope, I'm writing about fascia.
Good.
Yes,
Oh,
because the first chapter that I did in a collaborative book isn't really going anywhere. It's not my name's on the front cover, like, I'm gonna write about it. That's what I know, and, what more people need to know, right, Meg?
they do, like, full fricking stop.
Yeah,
Full stop.
yeah.
Oh, so cool. I can't wait to read your chapter. I didn't know you were doing it on that, so very fun.
Yeah, it's, still not done because I get to make the book. I'm a little bit behind on my chapter, but it'll be ready, it'll be fine, so,
Mm, I love it.
yeah.
It's so funny, I found because I'm doing all my own treatments on myself right now, and then I was like, "I want a Sue in my world to help do it." So I found somebody here in Nanaimo where I live, and she's like, "Why specifically this?" I was like, "Because this is what I want. This is what I need. I know. I've tried everything, literally." And then she's like super
Yeah.
super jacked because I Even though, when you like the algorithm, when you find something, like, that's now all you see,
Yeah.
or even your mind, it's like you wanna get a yellow Bronco, and now all of a sudden you just see yellow Broncos everywhere,
Yeah.
right? So that's, like, the fascia world right now for me, and it's like sh and so sh 'cause I don't think a lot of people still know about this work, even though they need to. So
Yeah.
I think she's pretty excited. It's like when I first found about cranial sacral, someone's like, "How do you even know about this?" I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I had this really great experience in Sedona," right? But
Yeah.
there's so many different treatments out there that are just they need to not be the best kept secret anymore.
And you just mentioned, Sedona, like, a lot of therapists in the States do practice these types of modalities more than in Canada. So, even the therapist I learned from is John Barnes. He actually just recently passed away, but he was from Sedona and he traveled, so he would only do, like, 1 or 2 in Canada every once in a while. Like, I went to Detroit for one of the other ones. I went to Cleveland for another one because in the US, like, craniosacral, myofascial, like, it's more popular with therapists, whether that could even be chiros, not just massage therapists. Because even in the US, the regulations are very different than they are in Canada. Like, we are very, like, strict and rigid and annoying, and that's another reason why I left the
Yeah.
industry. Like, good riddance, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I still have my license, I still pay like, it's on the shelf, but, like, to keep it, but I'm not, like, practicing full time and, I can't get behind, like, some of the decisions that they make and, like, all of these boundaries that they put on and restrictions, so yeah, in the States, it's a lot more open and, I think more holistic, actually, like, in general.
Yeah. I would
Mm.
I could imagine that for sure. I have a
Yeah.
question for you about this is another thing that's blown my mind. Tongue positioning.
Mm. Have you done any fascial work with your tongue?
I'm doing fascia work on my tongue now because 'cause I'm like, "Why
Yeah.
have the dentist and orthodontist not told me that I'm not positioning my tongue properly?" Like, we aren't taught this stuff, so no wonder my whole thing is, like, relapse is, like, it comes down to the tongue. The tongue is the biggest mu tell me about the tongue, Sue. Let's talk about the
Yes,
tongue.
no, you're gonna you're saying it, like, it is, it's a very strong muscle, and the reason why they don't teach you that is because they don't know, Megan. A lot of these new techniques have only been here for the last 10, 15 years, if that. And it's only now coming out into the mainstream where we can find a TikTok video where someone's holding their tongue and, like, turning it to the left, turning it to the right, and, like,
Yes.
was right? It's very new. So our dentists don't know it and
Mhm.
our doctors don't know anything. Like,
No.
it's very archaic out there. Oh, and another thing, these TikTok Instagrammers that are doing all these demos, which great, so happy. In Ontario, we're not allowed to do it as massage therapists. Things might have changed because I do see people like but they're just talking about things. They're not actually demoing things. You'll notice that there's, like, very few Canadians, and if they are, they probably don't have a license on anything. They
Right.
probably are rogue,
Yeah.
you know?
If that TikToker's doing it, I'm gonna do it too.
Right.
All jokes aside, don't do that. But I'm literally blown away. I'm like, this is like, like I always need to get to the root of the matter. I'm like, this is the freaking root, man. It's the root.
Yeah.
So I'm like, every
And
morning I'm
you're
doing these tongue twisters. I'm like doing these tongue exercises. And at first it freaking hurt. Like
yeah,
I pulled my tongue and it like snapped. Like it made like a crunchy sound.
that's your fascia,
Yeah. It's
right?
so crazy.
And your jaw that clicks, that's your right side, right?
Hmm.
It's connected to your right quad and hip,
Okay.
100%. You probably have a super quad like everybody. So if we can move it back, it might stop clicking. It's trying to compensate and, like, bring you back, right? Like gravity.
Okay. Sue.
Like, I would have my elbow in, like, the hip joint there, like, right at the top of the thigh, and all of my clients who have jaw things, like, gone from there.
Wild. I'm a believer. I just wish I lived
Yeah.
close to you.
Did you
Uh,
know that before I got knocked out, I say it that way because whatever, I was never having kids, but I was gonna move out to BC, and, this was in 2011. I was ready to go and work at what's that one basketball Nash? He has, like, a bunch
Focus
of
Nash.
facil
Yep.
Chris Nash. He has a bunch of facilities, and I had, like, applied there. I'd, like, talked to people. I was, like, ready to be a West Coaster, and then I got pregnant, and my mom had been diagnosed that February, so this was, end of July. My mom was diagnosed with her brain cancer in that February, and I was like, "How can I deny my mom a grandchild? Because she's never had a grandchild." And, so I stayed, and thank goodness I stayed. It's like, I have the best daughter in the whole wide world, like,
Do.
I can't imagine.
Scratch
And
golfer.
oh, she's just incredible. Not scratch yet, but soon.
Okay.
Um, but, and I do believe, like, staying and her being here helped my mom live longer
Mhm.
because her cancer had gone into remission. She lived, like, an extra 11 years, you know what I mean? So that's, like, another, like, story I would wanna share, but maybe for my solo book. But, yeah, can you imagine if, like, that didn't happen and I was already out on the West Coast?
No. Isn't it
Mm.
wild the choices that we make and how it just dictates where we end up? Yeah. Sue, I could be here with you
Um,
all day. All day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
My goodness,
And,
thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your expertise, and, it's mind-blowing, and I think it's so cool that you're infusing it into these books because, yeah, everybody holds a story. I knew this, I've known this, but, now it's like a completely different layer of knowing this, and it's just amazing. So, before we say goodbye for now, what
mhm.
is a message of hope that you can share with our listeners for those who feel like
Mhm.
quitting or throwing in the towel?
Oh, okay, this is really on point with what's going on in my life and everything with my body and with what this topic was. It's okay to throw in the towel, but you're gonna wanna pick up that towel and just start moving again, no matter what it is. So, you know, we go through these periods in our life where, we have lots of stress or we're in the depths of grief or whatever it is. Every day, every morning that we wake up is a new day to start fresh, to pick up that towel, to do even just stretching. Like you said, you like to get up in the morning and you do like your routine. The fact that we get to wake up and do that
Mhm.
is such a gift. And I've been feeling that way because I sort of lost myself in my grief. And I used to be like, an avid gym goer and like all these things. And I started running again because I know that running makes me feel good. It makes me feel strong. It makes me feel like, when you get the runner's high and you're just like,
Mhm.
whoa, like it's
Yep,
the best feeling in the
it is.
world. I'm just that example. I've just been running for the last like 2 weeks, just slowly like walk runs, like to build up my stamina because I'm 43 years old and I know I can't just like run for an hour nonstop yet. I have to work up to it. So you can always just start and see where it takes you. These bodies that we're in, like, do what you can, move how you can, whatever works for you. We're all different. There's not one is the same, and do what feels right for you.
Mhm. Beautiful. Beautifully said, shared, thank you. And how can people potentially hire you, work with you, all the things?
Yeah. Most people find me on Instagram, so I'll have that in the show notes, and I'll put my email in there as well, just for direct contact if someone's not on Instagram. I also have a website that's like half made. It's always like a work in progress. Like whenever I have
Yeah.
time for it, I make a new page, but it's
Yeah.
just sueruhe.com. It's there in the ether, but
Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it. And of course,
Mm.
share the link for the book.
Yeah. Well, you should have a link to buy the book.
True. Very true. It's on my list of
Well,
things to
yeah,
share with
see?
my team.
Exactly. I know. It's like I made my landing page like 6 o'clock in the morning on that Friday that we launched. I was like, okay, this is good enough. Because that's truly what entrepreneurship is, though. Like,
Oh
you
my
just
gosh.
do it. You just do it messy and, like, who cares?
I
Like,
just figure it out. Yeah,
yeah.
because it will never be perfect, so F that noise.
Never.
Never. No.
Not worth the stress.
No, definitely not. There's
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I just adore you and just so grateful that I get to be in your realm more often now.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you, and thank you for sharing all of your greatness with the world, Sue.